Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Christine, and here's her story. After the poop smearing incident Carolyn mentioned in her letter to you the other day, I wanted to compile a list of all the weird things my mom did when I was growing up. One, she would use the toilet like a bucket and mop the floor with the water. Ugh! When we told her she was smearing pee all over the floor, she screamed and said that she flushed first. She would spend every Friday night hand washing her panties and then scrubbing them for such long periods of time in the sink. And she would hang them everywhere in the house, and she said it made them last longer. She used to scrub the skid marks in my father's fucking awful banana hammocks and then come up with it and be like, what are you shitting your pants? Look at this. Like, shame him with his shitty ass. Ugh. My dad worked in vending. On weekends, she had me wrapping up coins for hours in those little holders. She told me that was how my dad got paid. She would give me lunch money always in coins and tape it up so tightly with duct tape that would hold up the whole lunch line trying to get the tape off. People would always laugh at me. My mother was sending me with rolls of nickels for some reason. She'd send me in for milk, like when you used to buy milk. It had to be like first or second grade. I don't know where she had access because she was she worked in a seafood restaurant, but I don't know why she would have rolls and rolls and rolls of nickels all the time. All the time. When I was 13, my cousin came over and dyed my hair with summer blonde, and it made my hair orange. When my mother came home, she took me right to the barber and had them cut most of it off and give me a tight perm. She told me the perm would darken the color. Suffice it to say, I could have been on Broadway singing The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow. I was humiliated. She even brought me a pick and told me to fluff it up so I don't look so short. My mom worked in the rectory at my parochial school, and one day I was racing with my friend down the hall, and my hands went through the French doors that was pushing to get to outside. My hands both went through the window panes. I made the mistake of pulling them back, and I slipped my arm, and there was blood squirting everywhere. I started laughing because I was in shock. They rushed me to the rectory to be with my mom while we waited for the ambulance. She wouldn't look at my injury but kept saying, how can this happen? There are kids here. Those windows are dangerous. After 180 stitches and being told the glass came very close to slicing my artery, she asked them to document that for a lawsuit she intended to file. This was literally in the hospital. She filed the lawsuit the next day. Yeah, so all she cares about, she's seeing dollar signs. My mother would always turn off the water if we were in the shower for more than 5 minutes. Yeah, that was a trick both Virginia and my mother would do. Many times I had soap in my hair. Well, it was only the hot water. Many times I still had soap in my hair and it was all crusty for school. Keep in mind, my mom drove around in a Mercedes, and that was in the 1970s. My mom would open my mail when she came over my house and then say it fell on the floor and opened on its own. Mostly it was financial stuff. My mom has a beehive hairdo, and still, if you came near it or ever touched it, she would go into a fury that I can't even describe. Oh, my mother and her hair. When she had it done, that rat's nest. Don't go near her. Don't go near her. Or when she had her nails or toes done. Don't touch my nails. Don't make me beat you with my nails. I was in college and came home for the weekend. I had invited a boy that I started dating, now my husband, and she didn't like him from the start. From the start, she said he had the eyes of the devil. He was very nice and respectful, but my mother liked my high school boyfriend better. While my now husband was sleeping over in the guest room, she called me downstairs and said that I had to tell him that I was still seeing my other boyfriend during the summers. I explained to her that was the previous summer and what does it have to do with now. She said I had to be honest with him. Mind your own fucking business. She then knocked on his door, woke him up, and said I had something to tell him. She asked him to come down. I asked for privacy and made something up. I told him that I wasn't ready to be serious. Then we came out of the room. My mother waited there and asked, "Did you tell him? Did you tell him you're going to marry D? Did you tell him that this is just a fling and you promised yourself to D? Did you tell him that D still calls you and still talks about marriage?" None of that was true. My current husband was devastated. He was so embarrassed and trapped in my house for another 2 days. At that point, we're only dating for 2 months, but I liked him. I'd never seen someone so upset. My mom told everyone that she was looking out for me and that this new boyfriend seemed like a worldly guy and was only going to use me. Meanwhile, I had already been raped 8 months prior. My mother had a rectal thermometer. My mother, too, had a rectal thermometer thing. She used the same one for our mouths and butts. Ugh. She stopped when my little sister got diagnosed with an anal fissure, a tear in her butt, but she had to sit in the sink in Epsom salt every morning and every night before we went to bed. She was 8, just sitting there in the sink in the bathroom. Just some things that came to mind with the poop story. Happy Memorial Day. There should never be a reason that you ever talk to this woman again, Christine. It's as simple as that. So, I hope that helps. Thanks for another contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.